Welcome back, guys. Review a Day, episode number 206. My name is Leland, and thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys are smart. You know the drill. Please head over to nitpickit.com and check out episode number 69 of the Nitpickit podcast. We review Get Him to the Greek, which I didn't do a video review of, so if you want to hear my take on that, head over there. We also talk about Splice, and we get around to counting down our top 5 of 2010 so far, the first 6 months. Also, Dampercast episode number 56 is out. I've been doing Dampercast every single week now, so please check it out. Blood, sweat, and tears, everything goes into that show. Honestly, do you know what I also put in Dampercast? A little bit of semen, but that's just me. I apologize if I just totally grossed you out. Movie review for you guys today is A-Team, directed by Joe Carnahan, the guy who directed Smokin' Aces a couple of years back. Not a movie I love, but a lot of people seem to enjoy that movie. A-Team, of course, based on that shitty television series with Mr. T back on the late 70s, early 80s, something like that. We've got Bradley Cooper, Liam Neeson, Sharlto Copley, Rampage. Who's the other guy in this movie who plays B.A.? What's his name? Quentin Rampage Jackson. I don't know if he's a wrestler or not, but the A-Team, they're a group of military dudes who, for one reason or another, I don't really know, don't give a shit. They get like kicked out of the military. People try to kill them and frame them for one thing or another. I don't know, don't really care. And then they kind of try to get revenge, I think. Again, don't know, don't really care. You know, every time a Twilight comes out or like Sex and the City come out, and I go and I see these movies and I go, this is fucking terrible. I always wonder if I'm just missing the point because I'm not a girl. You know, with Twilight, like there's millions of women across the United States who just love it. And I go, you know, but you know, there's movies like this for guys, you know, do I give those movies for guys? Do I give the male version of Twilight a pass? And when I sit through a movie like A-Team, I go, no, I'm calling bullshit, because this movie is Twilight or Sex and the City for guys. It's just as bad, and it absolutely panders, I think, in the exact same way that those films do to women. I'm starting to think it's really hard to make a really dumb, fun action movie, because it seems like I sit through dumb action movie after dumb action movie that are just dumb and terrible, but not in a really over-the-top kind of way where I think they have any idea of what they're doing. There's no characters in this movie. It seems like such basic ideas just to put characters who are likable in your film. You've got Liam Neeson, who I think his entire character is defined by the cigar he smokes more than an actual character. You know, B.A.'s got a fucking mohawk, Sharlto Copley's crazy, and Bradley Cooper's really tan. There's really not a lot to them, and so when you're subjected to just action scene after action scene, which this movie pretty much is, just from beginning to end, none of it means anything because I have no connection to any of the characters in it, and I have no idea what's actually going on in this movie. Just give me a fucking bad guy with a mustache who I can go, you know what, I want that guy to get killed. But in A-Team, there's like 2 villains and they're not really together. And one of them is played by Patrick Wilson. I don't know of a more unconvincing actor you could have cast to play a really tough villain than Patrick Wilson. I think Mila Kunis would have been maybe a little bit more convincing. I think she could have been bitchier than Patrick Wilson was. And action scene after action scene, you just watch this, and the action's not well shot. It's kind of has that style of directing that's synonymous with Michael Bay at this point, that really shaky cam, hand feel, and almost every single action scene in this movie is near incomprehensible, where I thought certain characters had been killed, but then they were in the next scene, but I just couldn't tell because of a certain angle. And I would say the action in this movie looks like shit, but you actually can't tell because it's that blurry that I couldn't even begin to tell you whether or not the action scenes were well orchestrated or pulled off very well, because it's just this shaky cam bullshit from beginning to end. You know, there will be people who I think will say that this movie is just dumb fun, this or that, but you can have dumb fun and not insult my intelligence. You can ramp it up. You can ramp ridiculous action up to 11 and have cars exploding all over the place, as long as there is some sort of logic to it. There are laws that the film has to follow. I always use this example of A Christmas Carol. That's fucking ridiculous. 3 ghosts visit Ebenezer Scrooge through the night, but You buy it because there's like one ghost every hour and you cannot interact with them, and they don't tweak with that. There are rules to that story, and with this movie, there's none. They always seem to plan. Let me lay this out for you. It's so hard for me to even begin to enjoy a movie like A-Team when I spend the entire time going, this plan is retarded, and they would no one in their right mind would ever do it this way, and the only reason they are is because it looks cool. Bear with me. In this movie, Liam Neeson's character at one point needs to break out of prison. So Liam Neeson's plan to break out of prison is they send in a cigar that's, it has some sort of chemical in it. So when he smokes it, he passes out and everyone thinks he's dead. Okay, whatever. You know, why isn't it a vial? Why isn't it a pill? Why is it to be the cigar? Whatever. I'll go with it. And then the plan for him to escape from prison is that at the moment when the coroner puts him in the thing to be fucking cremated, Liam Neeson will wake up at that exact moment. The drug wears off perfectly. At that exact moment, he wakes up, sees he's about to be cremated, and then punches the metal that shoots flames, and he just crawls out. Seriously, that's how it works. And I can't even begin to enjoy it when I'm just going like, this doesn't make any sense. It's completely just... You've seen everything in this movie 1,000 times, done better in other films. I would say wait for The Losers to come out on DVD. If you want to see a kind of A-Team style, dumb action movie that really doesn't try to be anything more than it should be, I would recommend The Losers. I give The A-Team a 1 out of 5. I'll never watch it again. Head over to nitpickit.com and dampercast.com. I thank you in advance, guys. See you next time.